Hey beloved, this video is going to be about the crown chakra and the third eye, and you're going to understand why you should work through life top down rather than bottom up. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Hey superstar, Gavin is here. This video is about the third eye and the crown chakra. The third eye is dealing with the vision, it's dealing with intuition, it's dealing with spirituality. The crown chakra is dealing with your connection with a higher power. And what we can do, we have this ability to actually get information from a higher power and interpret that through the third eye. The third eye deals with the sixth sense. We are told that we only have 5 senses. This is not true. We have more senses. Some of us are clairvoyant, and then some of us are clairaudient. So we hear, we hear a voice. So we have more senses, all right? And we need to understand that we can interpret our reality using the power of the throat chakra, and understanding that everything that we have been taught needs to be deconstructed and operating from a higher power. When we do that, we are functioning from the top down. So what we usually do is function from the bottom up. And what we do is we function from the root chakra and what we've been taught by the external world. You see how that works? And so that's why a lot of us are suffering. That's why a lot of us are struggling, because we have lack of connection with a higher power. We're not listening. We're not tuning in. We're not connecting. We're not getting those downloads. And that's why I teach, when you wake up in the morning, first thing, connect in with source. Say, connect me to God, connect me to God, connect me to God, or connect me to source, connect me to source, connect me to source, or connect me to a higher power, connect me to a higher power, connect me to a higher power. All you need to do is say it 3 times and you'll be able to connect in. And that's it. That's all you have to do. All right. And then you can go through your day, right? And you'll start getting the guidance that you need through this life. And you can actually ask, send me guidance, send me the tools, send me the people, send me the experiences that's going to fulfill me, bring me joy, bring me happiness, and all this stuff. Okay. So that's preparing you for your day. And you're going to start getting those downloads, start getting those perspectives, and it's up to you to interpret those and not allow the root chakra, ego-based root chakra, to get in the way. Okay, so what happens is we receive these informations, these ideas and all this stuff, and then we're like, oh, this is a silly idea, right? And we have lack of faith behind it. And so that's why we want to build a relationship, build faith with a higher power, and realize, no, that voice in your head and these ideas are not your brain just coming up with random ideas. Right? Sometimes I'll be working with a client, or like I'll be doing my live group coaching, and I'm seeing visions of things, and it's weird. I'm like, why am I seeing this stuff? But it's up to me to go ahead and interpret what I'm seeing. You see, a lot of us have dreams at night when we're sleeping, and then we wake up, but we don't necessarily interpret them. And that's the subconscious mind. That's the downloads. You see, so the subconscious mind, the Akashic records, we're getting these downloads, we got all this information, the library is within, but we're not interpreting that particular information. We're just sort of like, oh, it's just a silly dream or whatever it is. But all of these things have meaning, and what we want to do is interpret them. So I'll see something like a fox, and then I'll be like, okay, what does this fox mean, right? Is it being aggressive? Is it being kind? Is it being protective? What's the energy it's giving off? Is it the normal color of a fox? Whatever, right? I'll start interpreting it, and then I will read the information that I'm getting. So sometimes you close your eyes and you're getting those downloads, and you'll see, a random bird flying through the sky. You ask yourself, okay, what does that mean to me? Because you're getting downloads, and then your third eye, we're now here to interpret it. Okay, so we interpret it, and it will guide us to where we want to go. Okay, this is really powerful stuff, but it takes us realizing it's powerful. We just sort of brush it off. Oh, it's just a silly thought, or it's just this or whatever. But we can go and see those visuals, or hear that voice in our head, claircognizant, or we have that clairaudient, or we'll have that knowing, right? I have clairvoyance, I have the clairaudient, and I have sentient. I can never say it. Right? I have all of the 3. Mostly I have this, I would say I have the knowingness more. Like I just have a knowing, like someone will say like a few words, and then I would just know what they mean. Okay, they don't really need to explain much for me to understand things. And so that actually goes and ties in with the throat chakra, because I'm like that. My throat chakra is really powerful in terms of interpreting this information, right? But what I found is that has an effect on my ability to communicate with other people and like having a conversation, because when they're talking, I know what they mean, like pretty much before they've said all of what they're gonna say. And so I kind of get bored of people talking and explaining things in too much detail because I already know, and it's because of my third eye throat chakra energy. Anyways, maybe you're someone like that. If you feel like you're like that, comment that below. Like you don't like talking about everyday stuff, how's the weather, etc., etc. So going back to the point here, we can interpret things, and we got to sit with things and meditate, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. You know, you want to start practicing this because, again, you're connecting in and you're doing something. It's better to do something than do nothing, even if it's 1 minute, 30 seconds, whatever it is. Start building the habit of connecting in. Just close your eyes for a few minutes. Don't see it as a meditation, wherever I'm just going to connect with God and see what happens. See what I see, experience what I experience, and just allow this information to flow through me. You can set an intention to say, send me the information, send me what I need, send me the guidance, send me the archangels, the angels, the guardian angels, whatever it is that I need to facilitate my path here on earth. All right? And now when you're bringing down the energy, crown chakra, third eye, interpreting, throat chakra, now communicating the information with other parts of yourself, changing those belief systems and whatever ideas. And then we're bringing it down to the heart chakra, bringing it into your heart and giving it heart energy, you know, building those dreams, desires, you know, cultivating the heart energy, adding the solar plex energy, where you're giving it confidence and personal power, right? You're adding fuel to it. Sacral chakra, even more fuel, even more creational energy, sexual energy, right? You're adding that energy to it. And then root chakra energy, you're birthing it here and now into this particular reality. So the crown chakra and the third eye, a lot of people want to open their third eye. A lot of people want to activate their third eye, mainly because I believe they want to have those lucid dreams or astral traveling, or they want to connect with a spiritual reality more. I would say be careful what you play with, you know, just be careful not to, you know, push too hard, because you can get in, like you can, there's a point where you can push so hard that you're getting too much to even handle, right? If you've never, you know, there's a certain progression that goes on. There's a certain time frame in which you learn information, you start understanding. When you get all of that all at once, you know, you could go crazy, right? I'm someone that has participated in ayahuasca ceremonies, and I know there's certain people that if they got the information that I got, right? If they got the information that I got, where they're not even on that level yet, their mind will just explode, right? They'll be like, whoa, right? It will be too hard for them. Now with ayahuasca, it's intelligent, so it knows exactly where you're at. It knows exactly what to give you, right? So it will give you a customized healing and downloads or whatever it is for you, right? It won't give me the same thing as it would give you. And so that's what we need to understand with the third eye. Now, what we can do is we can cleanse the third eye. We can stop drinking water with fluoride in. So stop drinking water with fluoride, toothpaste with fluoride in. Fluoride is a very, very bad chemical for the brain. We also have mercury in our teeth. If you got silver fillings in your mouth, caps or whatever you call it, right? If you got the silver ones, the mercury ones, that is very, very bad for your third eye. It's very, very bad for your brain. It's very, very bad for your entire body. Okay, it's called heavy metal toxicity, and that affects your entire being. And these dentists, they're just putting these very, very bad mercury toxic energy in our mouth, and it's there all the time. And every time we eat and we drink, all that toxic energy, all that toxic fluid, the toxicity from the mercury is leaking into our body, into our system, and it's destroying us. And so we want to be careful in terms of that. So I've had my mercury fillings taken out years and years and years ago, and it was really expensive. So when it comes to taking out your mercury fillings, you want to make sure you do it holistically and you're not just like drilling it out, right? Because what people do is they go and get their mercury fillings taken out, but they just drill it out as a normal thing. And now you're literally consuming even more mercury, okay? Because you're, digging it out. What a holistic dentist does is they protect you from all the mercury and all the stuff going down your throat and going into your system and stuff like this. All right, so you can get those mercury fillings taken out. It is expensive, but if you're getting things like brain fog and you're not feeling good in the head, and you've got digestive problems and all this stuff, you may want to look into mercury fillings and understanding how toxic mercury is. Also, obviously, it affects the third eye. What also affects the third eye is television. Television tells lies on your vision. Your vision should be that way. Okay, that way. Projection, not this way. Okay, this way is again 3D teaching you da 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 da. We want to get it from here and project it that way. Okay, so what we want to do is visualize, okay, the way we want to be. Visualize the reality that we would prefer. Start projecting, just like a film projector at the cinemas is going to project on the screen. That's what we want to do. We want to see reality as a screen and begin projecting what we want. In other words, what we want to do is get a pair of glasses, put them on, and start seeing life through the eyes of God. Start seeing life through the eyes of Source. You see how that works? A lot of us were seeing life through the eyes of ego. Okay, and what we've been taught, we're seeing life this way. And if we continue doing that, it's just a never-ending cycle, because now we're invoking the law of attraction. Oh, this happened to me, and this happened to me, and this is going on over here, and this is going on over here. So you're interpreting life as bad, and this, and problem, and now you are now projecting that back into life. Okay, this is life, this is life, this is life. Okay. Instead, what we can do is not necessarily cut life off, or cut the external off, but more taking control of your thoughts, your thinking, and your projections, and allowing it to come through and going that way. Okay, this way. All right. So put on those goggles. Wake up in the morning. Connect me to God. Connect me to God. Connect me to God. I'm gonna see life through the eyes of Source. Right? It's through the eyes of God, and stepping into neutrality. Stepping into realizing that everything is neutral. Money is neutral. Love is, well, I would say love is neutral in terms of spiritual love. Everything is neutral apart from the meaning that we give it. If we give it a bad meaning, then it's going to be bad. If we give it a good meaning, then it's going to be good. It's a very hard concept to understand, but this is what spirituality is. It is, right? Spirituality is. God is. It just is. There is no good, bad. There is no opposites. There is no duality. We are transcending duality and becoming aware of duality. We're becoming aware of the opposites, and we are transcending it and just deciding how we are going to choose to feel about it. Now, when we do feel bad and we don't feel good, that's totally okay, right? To feel those feelings. In fact, what you want to do is welcome them even more and feel them even more, because the more that you feel them and the more that you invite them in when you're feeling them in the moment, the faster it goes away, the faster it dissipates. So when you're going through a hard time, you're going through challenges or whatever it is, you got to breathe that in and you got to let it like expand that feeling. Just bring it in and feel it more and more with more intensity, right? Have you ever noticed, like, when you put a lot of energy into something, you kind of get tired of it? That's kind of what happens when you have a painful emotion, or hard emotion, or you're not feeling good or whatever it is. When you put your energy into it, you kind of get tired. Like, oh yeah, right? It kind of fades away. But if you can imagine the energy or the negative energy, negative emotion as its own entity, and avoiding it and running away from it and pushing it away is actually leaving it there and like imagine it as being a child, right? You don't just want to leave a child there, right? You want to support it, right? You want to give it love. You want to give it some attention, some focus. And as you give it love, attention, and focus, and you allow it to have some intensity, you're taking care of it, right? You're governing your inner world. Okay, you want to create inner governance. You want to govern yourself. We're focused on the external government, right? And oh, you're doing this and this and this. We want to govern ourselves and govern our emotions and increase our EQ, our emotional intelligence, rather than being so focused on the IQ. Intelligence in the mind is not as powerful as intelligence in the emotion. And so we give it energy, we focus on it, we give it all of our attention, we give it love, and so it can heal and dissipate. And when we do that, we'll realize, oh, I am the awareness of this, I am in control, I have the power. You see how that works? So that helps us go and be more free, and it helps us become more spiritual, activate more of our third eye, and really get those downloads and become a clear space. Because ultimately, in order to connect in with God, we even more so than we are now, is to become a clear space, to become purity, right? Once we cleanse ourselves and we cleanse our energies, we release those energies, we shift our beliefs into a higher power. Guess what? We're allowing ourselves to be a conduit for a higher power, and now we are functioning on a different frequency completely. We're moving more into the 5D. We're moving more into understanding that we are more than just this physical body, and we get to create reality from that particular space. So this is like the key to understanding our reality. We're not doing it from the bottom up. We're not doing root chakra, sacral, solar plex. This is how the world is shaped, right? We got it wrong. We got it backwards. Okay, we want to go top down, right? Top down. Source, crown, third eye, right? Throat. We want to bring it down, information down. We're not acting as if we know everything and, this is how we should, blah, blah, blah. No, we are coming through with a higher power and allowing that to flow through us. So in the next video, we're going to be talking about spirituality and narcissism, narcissistic people. So make sure you click the subscribe and notification bell to get that video. And also we are opening one-on-one coaching for neutrality shifting, making what you want normal to have. So you're not using willpower or force or trying, you're allowing that energy to come in and you're naturally taking action towards your dreams, goals, and desires. Really, really transformational. It's changing people's lives. There'll be a link in the descriptions and on the pinned cards. So make sure you check that out to find out more about how you can work with us and really transform your life for the better. With that being said, there should be some videos coming on the screen right now. Click those, keep on watching, keep on learning, keep on growing, keep on expanding. Peace, peace.